私が悪いとでも言うんですの。悪いのは悪いのは悪いのは。
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 deadliest little girls in anime.
小読みお兄ちゃんなんて大嫌いだよ。
For this list, we'll be tackling the little ladies of anime that might seem innocent on the surface, but are actually killing machines. Think we skipped over a murderous little madam? Let us know in the comments. And if there's an anime list you want to see, go to my Twitter at AshJBo and let me know. Number 20, Jack the Ripper. Fate Apocrypha. Granted, it's not quite the historically accurate representation of the infamous serial killer, mainly due to this incarnation swapping out the cockney for the moe.
別にいいじゃない？ねえ。
A heroic spirit summoned to do battle in the Great Holy Grail War, Jack is just as manic as one would expect a murderous tyke to be, especially in that getup. With a burning hatred for women who would abandon their children, expect to get stabbed in the back tenfold should you cross her. Number 19. Philo, the Rising of the Shield Hero. Insult this one at your own peril. Oh sure, she might seem like an adorable bundle of sunshine, but that's only because you haven't seen her unleash the beast yet. And by beast, we mean giant chicken. Philo's true form might be a little disconcerting at first, but make no mistake, this bird of prey packs a mean wallop with those talons of hers. With high speed and size combined, she not only makes for an ideal steed, but an absolute unit in battle. Just look at what she did to the spear hero's happy place.
こんなので俺のドラゴンと勝負しようだなんて。
Number 18, Kyoka Izumi, Bungo Stray Dogs. You wouldn't think at first glance that this eloquent young lady would be any real threat. But the truth is, she's actually one of the most dangerous members of both the Armed Detective Agency and Port Mafia. And it's all thanks to her training as an assassin combined with her immeasurably deadly ability. Upon command, Kyoka can conjure up Demon Snow, a sentient phantom armed with a sword to hack and slash at will. And it's just as cool as it sounds. Number 17, Gabby Brown, Attack on Titan. Sure, she may not be able to turn into a Titan on a whim, but if you put a gun in this girl's hand, then someone is guaranteed to lose their head. Formerly a propaganda-fueled Eldian in service to Mali, Gabby's need for vengeance sent her on a journey of self-discovery, and while she ultimately widened her worldview, that doesn't take away just how powerful her trigger finger is. Sasha, Eren, Flock, if Gabby puts you in her sights, then chances are the bullet is gonna hit its mark. Number 16, Hinami, Tokyo Ghoul. While she would rather be left well enough alone to live a quiet life bereft of violence, Hinami is still very much a ghoul, and ghouls are exceptionally talented when it comes to dispatching humans and leaving them as stains. While obviously several levels below the likes of Toka and Kaneki, she has nonetheless inherited the genetic weapons of her parents, which in turn allows even a butterfly like her to tear apart any overconfident CCG members to bloody ribbons. Number 15, Kana, Inuyasha. Anyone with any kind of connection to the demonic spider that is Naraku is bound to pack a punch, and despite her diminutive frame, Kana is very much a foe worthy of caution, as to be expected as Naraku's first incarnation. Aside from her vast array of spiritual abilities, it's her use of a mystical mirror that can replicate all attacks that makes her truly fearsome. She can even make her own version of the Tessaiga when she really feels like throwing down.
Your turn. Wind's got.
Number 14, Sachiko Shinozaki, Corpse Party Tortured Souls. Granted, Sachiko is nothing more than a ghost of a little girl. No planet-destroying abilities to her name. Just a wandering spectre with a sadistic streak and armed with a pair of scissors.
Sachiko.
And that's all she needs. With her curse constantly bringing fresh students for her to terrorize and murder to her delight, Sachiko's killing sprees have remained mostly uninterrupted and unopposed. When you've got followers who will willingly bring you teens so you can make craft work out of their eyeballs, you know you've made it as a villain.
今殺してあげるからね、お兄ちゃん。
Number 13, Sugar, One Piece. You don't just get to be a member of Doflamingo's inner circle without foregoing your moral compass. And that goes double for someone as unassuming as Sugar.
そうね。
In fact, it's due to her own devil fruit that the psychotic information broker was able to steal an entire kingdom for himself. While she's actually 22, her body remains that of a 10-year-old. Not only can Sugar turn anyone into a toy with just a touch, but in doing so, she erases all memory of their presence from the world.
嫌な感じ。私弱いと思われてる。リトルブラックベアーズ!
It's an insidious power, and she willingly carries it all out while munching on cherries. Number 12, Henrietta, Gunslinger Girl. Just goes to show where some might see a stoic girl with an oversized instrument case, they should really consider the possibility of it being a cyborg with makeshift armory. After her family was massacred and she herself suffered a night of horror by her attackers, Henrietta was salvaged and transformed into a master marksman, replacing flesh with machine, and swapping out what would be an innocent soul for a shattered psyche with perfect aim. Hers is a tragic tale, though she'll likely put a bullet through a person's head before telling it. Number 11, Asirpa, Golden Kamui. Growing up in a nomadic tribe like the Ainu certainly has its perks, one of them being that it turns anyone into a master hunter, tracker, and survivalist. This goes double for Asirpa, who not only became Sugimoto's sole guide as they endeavor to hunt down a legendary stash of lost Ainu gold, but also proved that she can take a life just as easily as her soldier companion. Whether it's with her keen understanding of nature or her signature bow, this little huntress knows how to snipe down those higher up on the food chain. Number 10, Mariko Kurama, Elfen Lead. You'd think that Lucy would be the most messed up Diclonius out there, and she might still be, but Mariko comes in pretty close.
Detonate the bomb! Now!
Not only does she actively enjoy the murder and mutilation she unleashes, thanks to the various vectors she can release from her body, but does so at the behest of her false father figure, who uses her as a weapon. Her sadism extends beyond her crippled body, making her the deadliest thing in a wheelchair in all of anime. Number 9, LP Peru, Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta. Turns out anyone can pilot a Gundam these days. Though her scatterbrained nature might suggest otherwise, Peru is a new type, making her superhuman in terms of reflexes and combat coordination. Pair that innate talent with a mobile suit as capable and destructive as the Cubile, and it's no wonder why Peru was able to hold her own and fight alongside Judo. Can you imagine how much damage she could have done against the Zabis if she had been let off her leash? Number 8. Beatrice. ReZero starting life in another world. This minute spellcaster has so much going for her that the lack of height makes it almost worth it. An artificial spirit created by the eternally sinister Witch of Greed, Echidna, Beatrice is blessed with all manner of magic that lets her do everything from controlling gravity, warping time and space, and even draining magic from a person just by touching them. By this point, she's so strong that she'd easily outdo veteran warriors and beasts alike. Best stay on a good side, Subaru.
そのまま砕け散るがいいかしら。
Number 7. Cruel Tepes. Seraph of the End. Vampires tend to look rather good for their age, and the Queen of Japan is no exception. 2,000 years and still doll size. While she tends to use her authority over her raw strength to get things done, that's not to say she isn't without her fangs.
ちょっと怒らせすぎたかな?
Piss her off enough and she's liable to break friend and foe alike with a blood-soaked flex. She's a true stickler for hierarchy and won't have anyone trying to undermine her apocalyptic rule.
このまま首もちぎろうか。
Number 6. Hibana Daida. Dead Man Wonderland. The smile, ponytail, and general attire certainly imply cute as a button, but the gigantic F-off sword screams will show you your insides and make you eat them.
アンダーテイカーさんの団団長代打火花
That's pretty much Hibana, an undertaker in service to Dead Man Wonderland, who gets to live out her twisted fantasies by skewering anyone who disobeys the rules and steps out of line. The fact she's strong enough to wield a weapon like that is something else. Would hate to meet her at Carnival Corpse.
痛みは偉大な精神を育む助けになるんですよ
Number 5. Satoko Hojo. Higurashi When They Cry franchise. What happens when you give an emotionally unstable girl the power to travel through time? A whole lot of people end up dead. Unable to cope with her new high school life or how her friendship group had drifted apart, Satoko throws herself back in the past in order to correct things.
答える気がないんだったら
Which in turn results in her shooting, beating, and otherwise killing anyone she views as a threat to her ideal future.
もう十分ですわね
If you thought Rena was bad, you haven't seen anything yet. Number 4. Mume, Kabanari of the Iron Fortress. While her mindset is still very much that of a child, her capacity for violence is well beyond human. As a Kabanari, Mume is one half 12-year-old and another undead super soldier, which in turn allows her to break apart bodies with her bare hands. Every aspect of her has been enhanced, from her senses to her reflexes, and especially her grip strength, allowing her to fight off wave after wave of Kabane by her lonesome. She's a handy one to keep around, especially if you're constantly being besieged by hordes of infected. Number 3. Sengoku Nadeko, Monogatari franchise. Because there's nothing more lethal than granting godly power to an adolescent with a one-sided crush and a somewhat fractured mental stage.
手遅れなことくらい
overcome by the Snake Oddity's curse, Nadeko goes from the awkward forgotten member of Aragi's cacophony of afflicted harem members, all the way to a Medusa eager to murder everyone just so she can ensnare the randy vampire boy for herself. A shame she was so consumed by her obsession rather than learn from it, but that's hormones for you.
本当に本当に本当に本当に本当に本当に嘘嘘嘘嘘嘘ばっかりなんだから。
Number 2, Tanya, the saga of Tanya the Evil. Technically, you could say this is a middle-aged male office worker reincarnated into the body of a young girl in a militarized fantasy world because they pissed off God, but that's splitting hairs. The fact remains Tanya is a one-woman army on the battlefield, not only due to her excelling in strategy and lacking all manner of mercy, but also because she's adept with both magic and weaponry. Nothing screams deadly like a crazed child unleashing death from above via a magically charged rifle. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ilyasvale von Einsburn, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. By herself, the young Einsburn heiress may not be able to do much of anything, but then again, she doesn't really have to, on account she's the master of Berserker.
はじめまして、リン。私はイリア。イリアスフィール・フォン・アインツベル。
The heroic spirit is a figure of unstoppable rage, one capable of tearing through most other servants with raw strength alone. Dude is literally Heracles. With that kind of ferocity at her beck and call, Ilya established herself as one of the deadliest contenders of the Fourth Holy Grail War.
ここで死ぬ人間に何を語れというのかしら。
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.